on the thunder throws, so shook and groan. Disobedience turned their hearts to stone. Rejected the truth, lost in the zone. Now they're rent in Hades' bone home. Both crackheads, no shelter in the night. Unknown that eternal fright. Denials echo through.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Only face facts could have saved their plight. Lightning crack.
Good morning, Rick.
No way back. Lost souls on brimstone track. Ignorance, gotta pay the toll. Choose truth or face the dole.
Good morning, Motive Mike.
Full to float. Wails of the foolish on the underworld note. Denied Olympian, decree nothing tote. Eternal chains, no antidote. Gods convene, truth unseen. Demigods whisper, lost souls scream. Follow the path or drown in the stream. Zeus' wrath, a cruel dream. Dreams of torment echo loud. Lost in sulfur, desperate crowd. Zeus watches
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
Rejected truth, their fates avowed.
Welcome to the show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all had a nice and enjoyable weekend. We are living in the last days, as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Yes, it is I.
Lost souls on brimstone.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Ignorance, gotta pay the toll. Or face the dole.
We're in the last days, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why.
Wails of the foolish on the underworld moat.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why we are here. Let's get ready to get this show started. All right, and you know exactly what this is all about. All right. Good morning, Cece. How are you doing, the beautiful Cece? Yes, 14th Amendment. Robert Bruce Campbell. You're right. Get him out of here. Good morning, Ange. How are you doing, the beautiful Ange? Don't worry. I ain't even had. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Happy Monday, boy, oh boy. We got some things to get out. All right. I ain't even had my coffee. You might want to get your coffee this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, you might not need it because I think I'll wake you up. All right, because you know exactly what today is all about, right, ladies and gentlemen? Grizzle, good morning, heaven. Welcome. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. Welcome back. I'm your host. I'm your pilot. And you know exactly why we are here. Because we got to take care of business as usual in the kingdom. All right. And as many of you know, today is January 6th, 2025. Don't boo yet. Don't boo yet. All right. Good morning, Paula. Nice to see you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, this is the anniversary of the darkest day in American history. But before we get into that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why did they call me Triple H? Why did they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, right? Thank you, CC. All right. The second H is because, well, I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize, right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you've guessed it. I am and will always remain the most handsome. Check out my features. Check out my features. Many of you know exactly what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold those on the right accountable. I don't even call them my friends anymore. We just hold those on the right accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes, we don't even have to sugarcoat it anymore. These folks are some seditionists, treasonous traitors. They're criminals. And they really shouldn't be in Congress. They shouldn't be in the White House at all. They should be sitting in a jail cell somewhere, perhaps doing a lot of time. But guess what? Look at where we're at. You know what? And so listen up. If you're a Trump supporter out there, or as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant. That means you're allergic to the facts. Like, you know, those who are lactose intolerant are allergic to dairy products. You might want to leave this live, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable this morning, especially on the eve of January 6th. This is going to be an uncomfortable show. I know a lot of you are supposedly happy about today being January 6th, and this is a pick up where we left off moment for you, but it's not going to be what you thought it was, because if I catch any of you Trump supporters celebrating today, I'm going to have to bring you up here and really cast that demon out of you, and I'll send you to the lake of fire. Today is no day to play around. Either you all are going to accept the fact that it was you who did this on January 6th, or you're going to keep playing games and trying to say it was Antifa, BLM on the FBI or the FBI. We're not playing games with you Trump supporters, and I want you all to understand, we got our eyes and ears on you, all right? Believe you me, you have no idea how much harm you've caused this country. All right, so listen up. If you are scared of the truth, do us all a huge favor and leave this live and go on about your miserable morning. Like I said, it's going to get very uncomfortable, but get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, so let the games begin. So yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, we know exactly what they're doing in Congress today. They're going to be certifying the results of the 2024 election. And we all know that means that they're going to be getting us one step closer to this insurrectionist. You see I'm wearing those leather gloves, becoming our next president. And so before we get started, let's get some updates out of the way. Yesterday, Nancy Pelosi was on Face the Nation, and, you know, Donald Trump, I guess, was screening a documentary at Mar-a-Lago that claims he won the 2020 election. How many of you out there still believe Donald Trump won the 2020 election? Let's just get this out of the way, because everybody and their mama know he didn't win it, but he's still feeding his supporters this big lie. You see these people in my chat? So he takes them down to Mar-a-Lago and actually has a screening of a video that in the video proves he won. So if he really did win, then he shouldn't get a third term, right? Because he already won. But you see, this stuff doesn't make sense. Listen to what Nancy Pelosi said, ladies and gentlemen.
Was screening a documentary about the 2020 election, claiming his win and trying to talk about the legal challenges he had. There seems to be a continued effort to claim that he won in 2020.
It's really sad. It really is sad.
It is.
And I don't know about the film that he had and the rest, but it's almost sick that he would be thinking that in 2020. He's won the election now. Mm-hmm. That will be clear. And tomorrow he will be clearly, we will be accepting the results of the Electoral College. So he should be triumphant.
To the Trump supporters in my chat, please do not spam my comment section. I need you all to actually listen and pay attention today. This is a very, very serious day. All right. And stop spreading misinformation in my chat. This is sick stuff you guys gotten yourselves into.
About that. But to be still trying to fight a fight that he knows he lost is really sad.
Thank you. It is sad, it's sick, and it's demented, and it goes right down the line of when I say you Trump supporters, you're nothing but vassals of transgression, and you all deserve to burn in hell. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick lake of fire. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Donald Trump and his deranged supporters who continue to believe that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. Let's continue to send them straight to hell. Let's give them a quick round of boos and shame.
MAGA Damon.
Yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, many of you know how I've built this platform up. And one of the things that I've done on this show is we've covered January 6th like no one else's business. So we're going to definitely tell the truth about what happened on January 6th in honor of all of those who sacrificed their lives, their careers, all right, for the truth, all right? We're going to tell the truth about what happened on January 6th, all right? And so before I get started, I think we'll preface it by, you know what? We'll preface it by letting our dear friend Liz Cheney once again explain, because Liz Cheney, she's a real Republican. Let her set the plot for the American people. And then what I'll do is I'll do my part to actually add emphasis. All right, so Liz Cheney, take it away.
And in this country, under our Constitution, our president has a particular solemn obligation to ensure and guarantee the peaceful transfer of power. Since the beginning of the Republic, every president in our history has fulfilled that duty. Every president until Donald Trump. When Donald Trump woke up on the morning of January 6th, 2021, his intention, despite having lost the election, was that he would remain president. Rather than accept his loss and concede defeat, he had spent months overseeing a multi-part plan to attempt to seize power and remain in office. He ignored the rulings of the courts. He corruptly pressured state legislatures, including here in Wisconsin, to overturn the results of their elections. He told the Justice Department to lie for him. He conspired to have fake electoral votes cast, and he corruptly pressured his vice president to take illegal and unconstitutional actions. He summoned a mob to Washington, D.C. with his lies, and he sent the armed mob to the United States Capitol in an effort to stop the counting of electoral votes. As the violent mob attacked our Capitol, in Donald Trump's name, as they brutally beat law enforcement officers, as they hunted the vice president and the Speaker of the House, Donald Trump watched the attack on television for hours, Sitting in the dining room next to the Oval Office, he refused repeated pleas from his family, from his closest advisors, from the most senior officials in his campaign and in our government to tell the mob to leave. And when Donald Trump finally did speak publicly after hours of violence, after the Capitol had been invaded, he praised the rioters. He did not condemn them. That's who Donald Trump is.
We won't praise the rioters over here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do what Donald Trump wouldn't do. Let's send those rioters straight to hell. Let's give them a quick round of booze and shame. Give them praise over here.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
You guys think this is a game. You Trump supporters, you have no idea what you've done by re-electing somebody who we all know actively participated, planned, and plotted the insurrection against the United States government. You know, there's a good saying, what goes around comes around. And I have no clue how this is all going to backfire on MAGA. I wish I knew the details. But you Trump supporters, you've really stepped into it. All right. And so now that Liz Cheney has set the plot and laid the foundation for what really happened, you know what we got to do, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to have to go down memory lane. And I still see some people out there that are triggered about the way that I'm running my broadcast. You're upset by the way that I'm running my broadcast? Maybe you didn't hear your dear leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah, yeah. And so now this is where it gets serious, ladies and gentlemen. It really does get serious. Many people, you ask them, were you better off 4 years ago today? Or were you better off 4 years ago than you are today? And these liars, the Trump supporters, they will, with their full chest, full-throated, say, I was a lot happier 4 years ago. No, you were not. If you were, guess what? Joe Biden would have never had the opportunity. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they would have never had the opportunity to come in and win the election because Donald Trump was doing such a great job. So let me remind you, demons, what happened, all right? 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, you all remember what this country was dealing with. Look at that right there. Look at what was happening with our stock market, ladies and gentlemen. It was plummeting. Does anyone know why stock market was plummeting and unemployment was rising? Oh, I know. Because we had a nasty little pandemic in this country. It wasn't little, actually. And Donald Trump gaslit everyone in this country that it actually caused Americans to lose their lives. Hundreds of thousands of Americans losing their lives. He was gaslighting us in an effort to remain in power because he knew he was going to lose to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So what did Donald Trump do? He planted a seed of doubt in the minds of his supporters, all right? And it started with the big lie. What was the big lie? Oh.
Get out and vote. Do those beautiful absentee ballots, or just make sure your vote gets counted. Make sure, because the only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that.
You hear that?
It's the only way we're going to lose this election.
So he told his supporters the only way that he would lose is if the election was rigged. You ignored the stock market. You ignored unemployment, and you believed your dear leader. All right? But meanwhile, the economy is tanking like you wouldn't believe. And we had an election. And what did Donald Trump do on election night, MAGA? Do you all remember what Donald Trump did on election night? Did he come out and did he concede that he had lost to President Biden? Oh, no, that's not what he did. He came out and insisted that he won despite the results.
North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped.
Oh.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. So our goal now is to ensure.
So you could imagine a scoreboard. You see that clearly he lost, but on that day, he convinced his deranged supporters who were possessed with the MAGA demon. This is why I say you guys are possessed with the MAGA demon. He convinced you that the score actually flipped and that all of a sudden he became the winner. And you could hear them cheering in the background. Thank you, dear leader. Yes, you did win. And so we all remember what happened next, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you remember what happened after that very, very dark moment in American history? If you don't remember, maybe I can help you pick up where I can help you remember. He did this. Attention, all Trump supporters. I lost this election to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and I'm very, very angry. And so what I would like you to do, not Nancy Pelosi, not the FBI, not BLM or Antifa, but me, Donald J. Trump. First of all, send me all your money, because that would really make me feel great. And send me your wife too while you're at it, if you don't mind. Send me your husband too, because you're not doing anything with them. But if you could do me this one huge favor, meet me in Washington, D.C. at the Ellipse at an event that I'm hosting called Stop the Steal. It's going to be a big protest on January 6th. Be there, be wild. And Tiffany, I know you're here. What did these Trump supporters say to themselves? What? An opportunity to be wet and wild with our daddy? How could I resist? And they all, one by one, began to make that trek towards our nation's capital. This is some sick stuff. And a lot of you are going, oh, Zeus. Now, who would really fall for that, Zeus? Come on. Well, let me show you who these people were, ladies and gentlemen, that made that trek to Washington, D.C. You see these people? White supremacists, oath keepers, seditionists, treasonous traitors, Proud Boys, Boogaloo Boys. Yeah. They all decided to take their daddy up on that offer and make that trek to Washington, D.C. And do you know how some of these demons actually decided to travel that day, ladies and gentlemen? This is before, this is supposedly 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. This is supposedly 4 years ago when gas prices were super cheap. Well, why the heck are you traveling to Washington, D.C. in a tuna can, a U-Haul? You couldn't afford the gas to get there with your regular trucks and vehicles? MAGA, see, I caught you in another lie. They literally crammed themselves in the back of these U-Hauls. Like, do you see this? That's the Patriot Front. They crammed themselves in the back of these U-Hauls and made that trek towards our nation's capital. This is some sick stuff. And we all watched it. When they got to Washington, D.C., they met up with one of the lieutenants. All right. You know who this lieutenant is, right? MGT, Marjorie Trader Green is what some of us call her. Or you know what some of us actually think of her, right? You know what they're saying about her, right? You know who she is, right? We don't need to put anything else on it. But a lot of us we think that maybe her and this infamous pipe bomber have a lot in common. Look at the shoes. And what did MGT tell these demons when they got to the Capitol? Oh, you didn't know? Let me tell you.
If we have a sea of people, if we shut down the streets, if we shut down everything, if we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the buildings.
And just like that, your MAGA minds fell for it. Not one of you Trump supporters have a lease with any of those buildings. You don't own it. You don't. But she convinced you that, you know what? You can do whatever you want. You pay taxes. Go on in there. But remember, you're not Trump supporters. You're FBI agents or your BLM or your Antifa, right? So now that you demons are basically at the Capitol on January 6th, feet planted, 10 toes down, waiting for Donald Trump to give you your orders, we need to go to the White House. All right? Because there was something that took place in the White House, ladies and gentlemen. It was an exchange between Donald J. Trump and, at the time, his then Vice President, Mike Pence. You remember this? Mike Pence, Donald Trump moseys into the office where Mike Pence, and he says, Mike Pence, buddy, old pal, I got everything in motion. I got my fake elector scheme. Can you say scheme, MAGA? Say scheme. All right, because that's what it was. I got my soldiers waiting for me at the ellipse. All right. And all I need for you, Mike Pence, buddy, old pal, is to do what I asked you to do. Don't you dare certify those votes. And Mike Pence, he grew a little spine that day, all right? And he said, unfortunately, Mr. President, I can't do that because in order for me to do that, that would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers fought and bled for, a document that to this day Americans continue to fight and bleed for. And Donald Trump, visibly flustered, he leans into Mike Pence. His breath is smelling like Big Macs and Diet Cokes. And he says, you know what your problem is, Mike Pence? You're a little too honest. And he calls him the nasty P word. You know, the same P word that he used in that so-called Access Hollywood tape, you Christians, right before you went and voted for him. I can't do that. I would never do that. That's what Mike Pence said. As a matter of fact, we got Mike Pence on record.
Irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution. But I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. But what the President maintained that day and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly the president was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th that it wouldn't come to this, because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
You did do your duty, Mike Pence. All right. And I appreciate you doing that. And a lot of us Americans do as well. So after that very tough conversation with his vice president, Donald Trump storms out of the office. Security. This is what he says. Take me to the ellipse to meet up with my troops. He's talking about the Trump supporters that he invited to the Stop the Steal rally. And they said, sir, we don't think you should go because these people are armed to the T. They got military grade equipment. They got tactical gear, weapons, pew-pews. All right. And as a matter of fact, they got this new thing called demon spray. He says, what's demon spray? He says, oh, you don't know what demon spray? Well, you take a little bear spray, you take a little pepper spray and a little orange dye and you shake it up. And if you spray it on people, they'll get possessed with the MAGA demon. And Trump says, they got that. They said, yes. He goes, I don't care. Take me to be with my troops. They're not bringing it there to harm me. Secret Service, they thought about it for a quick second and they said, you know what? He has a point. And they proceeded to take him to his troops at the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not making this up. You could go look it up. And so we all remember what happened. He goes to the ellipse and look at that. What do we have? A trench coat, leather gloves. Think about leather gloves and crime, ladies and gentlemen. When was the last time you saw that? Think O.J. Simpson. You know he's guilty. He gets on stage. All right. He gets on stage and he encourages his supporters to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
All right. So as you can see, he told his soldiers that he was going to go down to the Capitol with them. Did he go to the Capitol with them? No, he lied. He went back to the White House to turn on the TV and drink Diet Cokes while you all went and paid the ultimate price. And a lot of you go, well, Zeus, what exactly do you mean when you say ultimate price? Well, let me give you an example of what I meant, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you know who this woman was right here? How many of you know who this woman was right here? This is Ashley Babbitt. Remember Ashley Babbitt? And guess what? She was there. And we got her on hot mic, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what Ashley Babbitt was saying to the cameras that day. Because a lot of you think she's an FBI agent. A lot of you think she's BLM and Antifa. But she's not. She's a Trump supporter.
Well, where is everybody? Huh? You got where is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this Margaret Kid. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party.
There's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue patriots and Trump. And it was amazing. We could see.
She said there's nothing but a sea of red, white, and blue patriots for Trump. So that confirms everything we've all known. These are Trump supporters leading an insurrection against the United States government. And we all remember, ladies and gentlemen, what happened to Ashley Babbitt. You all remember what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? If you don't, let's go ahead and go down memory lane together, all right? This is the moment right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life. See that? That woman, Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen, she would have never been there if Donald Trump would have simply told the truth to his supporters about the results of the 2020 election. Had he not invited her to the Capitol, she would still be alive, enjoying her family. This is why it's dangerous to be out here lying, especially when you're the president of the United States. That woman would still be alive had Donald Trump not lured her and all of his supporters there, because he couldn't take a loss. He couldn't understand. He couldn't deal with the reality that he mismanaged a lot of things while he was the president, which resulted in Joe Biden beating him, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And at the expense of each and every single one of you supporters, Ashley Babbitt had to lose her life that day. And what did Donald Trump do when he found out Ashley Babbitt was no longer with us on Earth? What did he do? Do you know?
Is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol, and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Do you hear that, MAGA? He didn't even care. Some of you now are sitting in prison right now. You were ex-Marines, ex-military officials. You were married, and y'all gave all of that up to go meet up with your dear leader on January 6th, believing his lies. Now you're sitting in jail, sitting in prison, doing hard time, or may have already done the time, and you're trying to wrap your mind around, why am I in this situation? You're in this situation because Donald Trump took advantage of you, but guess what? You've allowed him to. And this is what I've been saying to you, Trump supporters. When are you going to wake up and realize he's playing you like a fiddle? So in honor, ladies and gentlemen, because I looked up the numbers today, we're over 1,500 people who've been caught and brought to justice because of what they did on January 6th. Yeah. You know what we're going to do? You guys want to be soldiers so bad in Donald Trump's Confederate Army? You guys want to be soldiers? And some of you still want to be soldiers. Why don't we go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and send these soldiers off the old-fashioned way?
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You see what I'm talking about, MAGA? When are you going to open up your eyes and realize he's played you like a fiddle? You know how you all like to say the rest of the world is laughing at the United States because we look weak? No, they're not. They're not laughing at us. They're laughing at you. Because what they see is all of you are part of the largest, most successful circus ever known to mankind. You're all part of his circus act. And I call it a circus. You know why I call it a circus? I haven't said it in a while, but I'll say it. It's because look at the guy running it. He does exactly what a clown does. A clown wears makeup. This guy, he wears his orange makeup, right? A clown puts that little wig on his head. He got a little wig on his head too. Yeah, you see him. A clown, you see the clown with the little ridiculous suit. He got the same little ridiculous blue suit with a ridiculous red tie. You guys don't see it. And you literally voted for a clown to be the president for the next 4 years. Congratulations. You've played yourself, MAGA. Congratulations. You really played yourself. So today is January 6th, 4 years later from that dark and dangerous day. And I would actually encourage all of you, especially my fellow Democrats, check out President Biden's op-ed that he wrote in the Washington Post. All right. This, as far as I'm concerned, you're going to say, wow, President Biden really cared about this country. All right. He's going to be at Trump's inauguration. He's going to continue to follow through and engage with the peaceful transfer of power. But one thing he reminded all of us is never, ever forget what happened on January 6, 2021, when Donald Trump and a group of his thugs, armed insurrectionists, tried to end our democracy as we know it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up by saying to the Trump supporters, may you rest in hell. Let's give them one last round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA daily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen, I got that out of the way. As you can see, January 6th is a very, very, it's a serious day in my world. And, I want to make sure I do my part to make sure every single one of us remembers it as it was, not as he likes to try to rewrite it. I would never go to Mar-a-Lago and let Donald Trump try to convince me that what happened on that day isn't what we all know it to be. Not one time did I mention, this is where the FBI came in. This is where BLM came in. This is all Donald Trump and his cronies. All right. Now, let's move this show on, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I was going to do what I had to do on January 6th. It's a very, very dark day as far as I'm concerned, all right? Now, what I'll do is I'm going to go to the box, all right, because we don't got much time, all right? I'm going to go to the box, and what we're going to do is we're going to have some tough conversations because many of us know where this country is headed right now. It's heading right off a cliff. We are heading towards a 1929-style depression, one like we've never seen. And a lot of you Trump supporters know it. All right. So what I'll do is, let's see. We'll start it off with, is The box in your mom's basement. What? Wait a second, Tony. You want to come up here and talk to Big Zeus, Tony? You want to come up here? Come right up here, Tony. You know how I do. I started off with a Trump supporter and then go to a regular sane individual. All right. No, we are heading towards a 1929 style depression because not one of you Trump supporters can explain the economy to me and make it make sense. Tony, are you okay?
Yeah,
Yeah. Why would you ask, am I living in my mom's basement?
yeah. Are
Are
you?
you okay? Because you know that's rude.
I didn't consider it rude. It was a legitimate question.
So, are you living in your mom or grandmom's basement, Tony?
Actually, I have a 3-acre plot in Black Forest, Colorado,
Oh,
that I own all by myself.
how did you get it?
I worked and purchased it.
Oh, okay. So you basically pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, and then you're basically living the American dream in Colorado.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. You voted for Donald Trump.
Yes, I did.
Why? And just say it. You only got two choices: the racism or the misogyny. One of the two.
Well, because he's a racist misogynist, that's the most ridiculous
Oh, I thought you
assertion
were
that
going to
I've ever
agree
heard.
with. I thought you were going to say because of that I voted for him. But what? So you don't think he's either of those?
What I think is he's not a member of the good old boy club that has been running Washington, D.C. for the last 12 years, 18
Mm.
years, or 50 years.
Mm. So he came out of nowhere, and he's like an
He, ca-
outsider.
well, he's an outsider compared to the Bidens and the Harrises and the Obamas and the Cheneys and all those people that have been ruining this country for the last, I don't know, 50 years.
Really? I've never heard that before. So, what do you
No.
think? What do you think about his relationship with all of these people who are career politicians? You know, because basically they're saying he is the Republican Party right now, and you agree with that, right?
Well, what I think is he is not a member of the group that I just mentioned.
Mm.
And he's not a perfect man by any means.
So, when you wanted an outsider, did you want an outsider that would come in and make America great or make America worse?
Well, obviously, I wanted someone that's going to come in and stir things up. Is he my first choice? No,
You
he's
don't.
not. But we don't get to pick our first choices. We get to pick from who they give us. And they
Okay.
gave us Kamala Harris or him.
Well, I would prefer you don't use the names, all right? Because I think when you use the names, it makes it very difficult. What they gave you is somebody who is a criminal, somebody who is definitely a misogynist, someone who's definitely racist, someone that had already been impeached twice, and then they gave you the alternative. And you kind of see where I'm coming from now, right?
Oh, I see where you're coming from before I got on here.
Yeah. And so I forgot to add in the insurrectionist part. So what I'm trying to get clarity on is why would somebody who is supposedly in their right mind, because you're not on anything, right? You don't take part in any recreational activities, correct?
No, I take part in recreational activities, but not illicit ones.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're in your right mind.
I like to think so.
Do you have any? Are you a person of faith?
Yes.
Okay. How could a person of faith in this great nation of ours, and you know American history, you know about George Washington and Abraham Lincoln and some of our other presidents, right?
I know what history tells me, yes.
And they put country over party. Why would someone like you in your right mind, in coming from, you're in Colorado?
Yeah.
Why would somebody in their right mind, knowing American history, knowing the type of person he is, go and say, I'm going to vote for him?
Because I felt that he was the best choice given to me.
Okay, what was he going to do? What was the problem that you recognize we had in this country? And then what is he going to do to fix it?
The status quo was the problem that we have in this country. The fact that they're willing to just keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, that's
And
abstract. That's abstract. I need a little something more concrete. Give me an example. Like, is it the economy? Is it immigration? Which one? Give me something that you see is like, you know what? This is clearly a problem. And then this is what I think Trump is going to do to fix it.
Okay, I think politics in general is a problem, and I think he's going to shake that up. I think that like I said, the status quo is the problem. I feel that he's going to come in and cut some government spending.
Okay. So like cutting Social Security.
I don't know that he's going to cut Social Security, but I think that Elon
What if
Musk,
he does? What if
the
he does?
co-president,
What if he does cut Social Security though?
and lets all the old people shrivel up and die?
Yeah.
Well, then I guess that's what we're going to have to deal with.
But don't you
I'm
have
one of-
people? Don't you have
I'm one of
people?
those
That,
people.
so you get Social Security,
Yeah.
and if he cuts it, you'll be okay with it.
Yep.
What if Joe Biden would have cut it? Would you have been okay with it?
Well, Joe Biden did enough to choke the old people in this country by having the economy go to the state that it's in
So wait
now.
a second. Wait a second. I need to really do a little quick deep dive into psychology of that. Isn't what you just said sort of like, you know who Jim Jones is, and he had him drink that Kool-Aid? Remember that?
Oh,
Isn't that
absolutely.
isn't that kind of the same?
Guyana.
Yeah. Is it you basically saying Trump cutting off your Social Security? That's pretty much equivalent to you drinking the Kool-Aid in a way, right?
Well,
Because basically, from what I understand, you're saying I don't have a problem giving up my life as long as I'm giving it up for Trump. Is that kind of where you're at
actually,
emotionally?
I still have enough of a snap to make it through life should I lose my Social Security benefits completely.
Okay, but you didn't catch what I was saying. So
Yeah,
you get monthly income. Part of it is Social Security, correct?
Yeah,
What percentage of it is Social Security?
probably 25% of it.
Okay, so Trump comes in. You already are fighting this inflation that's completely a nightmare for you, right? This inflation is it's kicking your butt.
Right.
He tells you, in order to save this country, I'm cutting your Social Security benefits, which in a lot of people's world means you're basically condemning him. He's condemning you to being impoverished, maybe even homeless, houseless, right?
Right.
And when you go down that path, the outcome a lot of people end up facing is it's a threat to their life. And what you're saying is if Donald Trump authorizes that, you're okay with it because you got a little money still left over, correct?
What I'm saying is if my country needs me to give, I'll do it.
So I asked you if Joe Biden was to cut it, would you have that same attitude? And you kind of said no because you were saying he's been choking you already. I don't know
If
what
he had a clear policy and he was bettering the government, I would allow it and be happy to have it. As long as this country was heading in the right direction.
But why are you giving Joe Biden all those conditions? You didn't say that about Trump. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I made the assumption that Trump would be doing that.
Oh, well, you should make the assumption Biden would be doing it.
That's what I'm saying. As long as that was the case, I would have no problem with it.
Okay.
Because I'm country first and politics second.
So what if I were to open up your mind a little bit and say everything Biden did, he was doing it with that in mind? Would you be willing?
I watched Biden for the last 4
Yeah,
years.
he was doing was making sure our country was in good order, and sometimes the decisions that he made, Tony, they were what they were, but he did it for the country.
Like siphoning off the petroleum reserves,
Yeah,
selling them to other countries.
Yeah.
How did we benefit from that?
You won't understand it, but what I need you to do is just understand he did it for the country. And what I'm having a hard time understanding is why push back when it's Biden.
Because he did it to enrich his family. He was caught taking $28 million of money from other countries and putting it into the coffers of the Biden crime family.
But Tony, you know that there's no such thing as the Biden crime family. I've went over that so many times.
Yeah, you didn't go over it with me, and I watched it unfold.
So you have evidence that President Biden committed crimes.
I have evidence of nothing that goes on the TV or that I can't see, touch, smell, and
Tony,
taste myself.
Tony, remember I asked you, were you in your right mind? When you say
Hmm.
stuff like that, I kind of get concerned
Well, which part of that concerns you?
because you know that if they had evidence that President Biden was a criminal, they would have impeached him because James Comer, remember him?
Yes.
They did all this work to produce evidence that Biden was a criminal, and then the next step was to impeach him. But all they did was basically looked into who Hunter Biden was meeting with, and
All they
never
did
produced
was
any evidence that Biden himself was actively engaged in any of the crimes.
they
You know what
said
I mean?
they basically said he was infirm and couldn't stand trial, is what I heard from the special investigator.
Special counsel her.
Yeah, when he looked into
So you
the
trust? So
document
he's
case,
an agent. He's a product of the FBI. You trust the FBI?
I don't trust any of them.
So you see where I'm at, Tony. Whenever I talk to folks like yourself, we get into this we get to this place where we have to make difficult decisions. Either we trust the FBI or we don't.
Do
Which
you
one is
trust the
it?
FBI?
Absolutely. For
Ah,
instance, when they indicted a former president for what he did on January 6th, and I read that indictment, I said, you know what? There's a lot of facts in here, and a lot of the evidence comes from other Republicans, not the Democrats,
why
right?
didn't
And I
they
said,
prosecute that case?
well, they were making an attempt to prosecute it, but there were some things that needed to get worked out, right? You know, the
Like
whole
some facts.
presidential immunity thing that took up a lot of time, right? You have to do the background work and the detective work to get all the information. You know, you just can't wake up and go indict him, put him in prison, and you don't got any evidence, especially if you're talking about
Why
a
not?
former
They did for
president.
the rest of the January 6 folks. I don't think that there was enough evidence to convict him.
That's your opinion.
Absolutely.
That's your opinion, but you and I both know they're not going to indict a former president without any evidence. If you really thought about it, right,
They
Tony?
did it in they did it in those cases, the 34 felony cases that he was convicted of and then has been overturned.
No, so and see that's another thing. It wasn't overturned.
Oh, what was it?
Huh?
What happened with it?
The Judge Juan Merchan, he still said the conviction will remain.
Yeah, but the appellate court didn't say that.
It hasn't gone to the appellate court yet.
Well, certainly it
So
has.
so Tony, here's the deal.
Yeah.
What if I were to tell you that maybe there's a chance everything you believe is wrong? And that
Well,
you,
then,
sir, are actually voting for your own demise. Because whether you want to believe this or not, Tony, here's how I see your future panning out for you. The next 4
oh,
years,
please do tell.
yeah, the next 4 years, you're going to be hurting financially, whether it's possible cuts to your Social Security, right? Whether
Right?
it's the mass deportations, which obviously are going to cause inflation to go up, or the tariffs that Donald Trump is talking about. All of these things are designed to be a direct attack on your pocketbook, on your wallet. And you wanted somebody in here to shake things up. Donald Trump's going to do that, but he's not going to shake it up in a positive way. He's actually going to shake it up in a way that's going to make it hard for you to survive. And so I just want you to know that now. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you the opportunity of a lifetime to get this right. All right. What I need you to do is listen to, I'm going to bring up somebody that I think could help clear up a lot of the stuff you and I were talking about. And if you don't make the decision after that, I'll take care of you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Attacky to the show. I always give people a second chance. All right. I gave you what I could. Hi, Attacking. How are you doing?
Fine. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Great. Fantastic. Tony, I
Yes.
looked at
Yeah.
I looked at your bio, and I got a question for you right off the top. Are you a person who does research, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So I see one of your videos that you put up where Joe Biden is saying the N word.
Repeatedly. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know why Joe Biden was saying the N word in that video, Tony?
And no, I don't. Please do tell me.
Well, the thing is this, I just asked you if you do research. You said yes. And now I'm asking you about the video of Joe Biden saying the N-word in the video. Do you know that he was reading somebody else's words in that video, Tony?
No, I couldn't find anything about that.
Well, Tony, if you looked at the video itself that you have up yourself on your page, you can see the papers in Joe Biden's hand as he's reading from the document.
I see papers in people's hands all the time. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. He's looking at a piece of paper, Tony, reading off of a piece of paper, Tony.
Okay.
As he's saying the N-word of somebody else's words.
And
so
you've
you
looked
put
into
up,
it, you
so
found
you
the
put up
whole
a video lying that he was literally saying the N-word himself when he was reading somebody else's words.
You wouldn't do that, Tony, would you?
Yes, he would.
Oh, apparently I would, to hear you tell it.
Yeah, it's on your page right now, and people can go see it. But Tony, let me ask you a question. In regards to Joe Biden receiving money, have you seen any documents?
You know what? I haven't seen any documents about 99% of the things that I see and hear on TV.
I'm asking you specifically about Joe Biden receiving millions of dollars. Have you seen documents, Tony?
No, I'm not privy to that.
Okay, but yet you're saying that he did receive money. Is that correct, Tony?
It's not only me that's saying it.
Well, no, it's not. But it's also you and people like you who don't have any documents that you've ever seen in regards to these billions of dollars and millions of dollars that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden have shared with each other. So, Tony, if you're a factual person, if you do research, why would you push forth a lie if you've never seen any documents that you're talking about, or bank loans or bank documents that you say that he's received money?
Oh, you telling me, I'm going to preface this with a question. Are you telling me that you don't believe that Hunter Biden was involved in inappropriate actions with Burisma and all the jobs that he has that he's not qualified for in the least?
Do you know his educational background?
Yeah, somewhat.
Tell me.
Well, I don't know what university he went to, but he got a degree in law in the beginning.
Right, and that's why he was hired by Burisma to work in the commerce.
Actually, he was hired by Burisma
Excuse me. Hunter Biden, I'm talking about, does have a law degree and has worked in several high-capacity positions for multiple companies. And he was hired by Burisma to be an attorney in regards to the commerce. And Hunter Biden was paid like $89,000 a month. And we all know that lawyers do get paid several $100,000.
Hunter Biden's not a lawyer.
Excuse me, Tony. My mouth is going. That means your ears listen and your mouth shuts. So basically, Hunter Biden did do a position in regards to Burisma, and Joe Biden never received any money from Hunter Biden because conversation with Matt Gaetz has 10 years and 100,000 documents and bank transactions, and not one bank transaction showed that Hunter Biden transferred any money to his dad.
Of course it didn't. The shell companies is what he used for that.
Oh, a shell company. But see, the thing is this. If there's a shell company, should you not have proof and documentation in regards to that shell company transferring money?
Yeah. Now,
hey, Hunter Biden,
Tony,
what's his standings with the bar? He's
Tony,
not a lawyer.
Tony,
he was an attorney. Yes.
Tony.
Yeah,
Tony, I'm listening so far, and I just want you to make sure I understand this. You really seem like you're not really sure about too much of this stuff that the questions attacking is asking you about, right? It sounds to me like you're not quite sure about everything you're saying. Is that the correct read?
No, that's incorrect. I'm sure of my opinion of the situation gathered by the information that was made available to me.
And I asked you what information was available to you.
Yeah.
The same information that was available to the rest of the country, limited information.
Oh, you mean no information, because James Comer and Jim Jordan have never shown one document in regards to any bank transactions from Joe Biden to Hunter Biden or Hunter Biden to Joe Biden, or to James Biden, Joe Biden's brother. So how come you believe something that you've never seen, touched, smelt, or felt?
I've
How
seen
can you believe all
documentation
these
on TV
things
of
when
that
there's no information that you've ever seen?
A lot of
because
people.
I have seen no more information on that subject than I have on a lot of things that I believe,
Like
and I
what?
believe the Biden family to be crooked.
Okay, I'm gonna need you, Tony, to at least admit you haven't seen any evidence that they're crooked. But you
I've
have
seen enough evidence.
no, but you only are sure of your opinion, and everyone can have an opinion. That's not. I'm not going to take that from you. But when we're talking about labeling someone as a criminal, like for instance, if I were to say Tony is a criminal, Wouldn't it be appropriate that I also had evidence of said crime?
Well, let me hold on for a second. Tony, you say you've seen evidence, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, here, let me give you an example. Do you see the hat on Zeus's head?
certainly.
That's evidence.
Thank
now,
you.
if
That's
Zeus didn't have that hat on, I could not say that he has a hat because there's no evidence of the hat. See, you have never seen evidence. You have heard words coming out of James Comer and Jim Jordan's mouth and other people in the Republican side saying that there's this information. But you have not seen one document,
Thank
one
you.
bank transaction,
Thank
no
you.
paperwork, no
Thank
nothing.
you.
Amen, amen.
Alls you have,
Oh,
Tony, all you have is words coming out of people's mouths. You don't
And pictures
have
of Hunter
one
Biden
document.
naked smoking from a crack pipe at a hotel.
oh! Don't do that, Tony. Don't do that. Don't do that, Tony. Stop, Tony. Please. So, are you jealous of Hunter Biden?
No, I mean,
Well,
sure, yeah, I
hold
am
on,
jealous of Hunter Biden.
Hold on.
Did he? Is he a government employee?
Hey, Tony, hold on. Hey, Tony, you see this woman right here? This is evidence of Donald Trump touching a 13-year-old.
This is a 13-year-old?
Well, she's an adult now who came out and said what Donald Trump did, but she's the 13-year-old.
40 years later?
But that's evidence, Tony. See, I'm showing you a person who said that Donald Trump did something to them. Can you, Tony, right now post to something where your face is at? Can you post something like I did to show us a document in regards to you say that somebody did something that you have no proof of?
Well, I have a life, so I'm not sitting in my house preparing evidence to come online.
You
and,
have proof.
share with
You have a life. You have a life of posting false information about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Saying the N-word. That's your
reposting.
life. You have a life of lying to Zeus in his broadcast about things that you say that you've seen when you've never seen them.
Yeah.
You don't have any proof or evidence in regards to anything that you have said so far, but
No
yet,
more
like
than you
myself,
do.
hold on, Tony, watch this, Tony. Watch what I can do. Watch what I can do.
Attacking also, do you have evidence of Trump's crimes in terms of taking foreign money?
Oh, yes, that's in a document. It's a 159-page document.
Yeah, I would like to get that entered in as
way,
evidence.
Tony, Zeus, can I have the big screen again? By the way, Tony, do you know what I have proof of? I have proof of Donald J. Trump not only degrading a fallen president, Jimmy Carter, who just passed away, but he's also degrading the military by attacking the fact that the flag is at half staff for one of our presidents who have just passed away and a veteran who has just passed away. So right now you have nothing other than a childish buffoon attacking our presidency, our veterans, as you, an uneducated, immoral, unethical person, willing to lie for somebody who's going to blow smoke up your butt, taking away your Social Security.
I have the next 4 years to watch you writhing in your mother's basement.
Hey, I'll tell you something. I got a 5,467 square foot basement under my ass right now.
Sure you do.
So,
you have proof of that?
So, Tony, I think attacking has gone above and beyond to produce a lot of evidence. And we are now at a moment with this discussion where we got to make real critical decisions. You don't buy any of the evidence that attacking is shared with you?
Oh, I believe that attacking wholeheartedly believes in the left and everything that he's
No,
saying.
No.
See,
I believe in documentation,
there you go.
court transcripts.
Attacking lost me with,
Donald Trump's own
uneducated, immoral.
Donald Trump's own depositions. I don't think that you've read any court transcripts in regards to Donald J. Trump, have you?
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think about the 34 felony charges?
I think that that's a bunch of trumped up things that nobody else was ever tried for.
Oh no. There were
Hey,
there were people tried for that.
They went before a 5-judge panel, and the attorneys on the prosecution side were begging not to be brought up on charges.
Oh no.
Sanctions. Yeah. I read the transcript.
Tony. I watched the entire hour of that, and the people that were being brought up on sanctions were Donald Trump's attorney. Oh, excuse me, Tony. Were Donald Trump's attorneys. And by the way, Tony, Donald Trump committed the crime by hiding the crime and trying to cover it up. That's
how I remember it.
You're tripping over your tongue there, attacking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony.
Questioning my morality.
Donald Trump trips over his tongue all the time. Is that okay?
Attacking is not lying. Wait, Tony, I need you to take that back. You can't say attacking is lying because, you got people in here who believe the ridiculous stuff that you're saying. We are not lying when we're producing evidence.
The ridiculous stuff that I'm saying. Really?
Correct. Because you haven't shown us any evidence that President Biden is a criminal. All you have was you're sure of your opinion. But if you have any evidence, I would be more than willing to let you enter it in as evidence.
Can I have the big screen again? Hey, Tony, this is a document from the 9-panel jury for Donald J. Trump and E. Jean Carroll.
Oh.
Number 2 says that he did assault her.
Oh, is that the lady that he supposedly fondled 40 years ago?
Yeah. So
I wouldn't use that word.
9 jurors, 6 men, 3 women, 2 Trump supporters said yes. Out of all the witnesses and all the documents that were being brought forth, yes, he did do that.
Do you have a problem with Trump doing that, Tony? Yes or no?
Yeah, I have a problem with the fact that she waited.
No. That's not what I said. I said, do you have a problem with Trump doing that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then why did you vote for him?
I voted for him because I don't believe what she said. I think that if she had actually been assaulted, she should have come forward some time ago, not wait 40 years.
Now you're gonna say when a woman should assess when she needs to come forward for being assaulted. Hey Tony, do you realize the emotional turmoil women go through for people like you that will accuse them of lying for?
No, but I'm sure you can tell me attacking
that you just did right now. You attacked her for what Donald Trump did to her because you don't think she came out in a timely fashion.
I didn't attack her.
Women, yeah, you just did, Tony. You called her a liar, just like Donald Trump did. What about Donald Trump bragging about doing these things, Tony? Donald Trump literally said that he has gone into the dressing rooms of naked underage teens. Donald Trump literally has said that he can grab women by the coochie because he's rich and famous. Donald Trump literally on a nationwide TV show said he and his daughter have sex in common. Donald Trump literally in an interview said that he moved in on a woman like a bitch but struck out. Sorry. So Donald Trump's own words of his perversion towards women, Tony, Donald Trump has said these things out loud, and you, Tony, ignore the fact that the guy who commits the crime is saying that he has done these crimes.
You're saying that, what did you say about Trump having sex with his daughter?
Okay, let me play it. Let me play it for him, all right? See? Hold on, let me get it for you. Hold on.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
So that's if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, perhaps he'd be dating her.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. I can't.
You heard that, Tony?
But I don't know the context of that statement.
The context of the statement is, what do you have in common with your daughter, Mr. Trump?
Why do I hear a laugh track in the background?
Because it was an audience, a live audience on a nationwide TV show.
Yeah, what kind of TV show? Are we talking about some...
Kind of like a Johnny Carson.
Tony, I'm not going to let you do that, Tony.
Excuse me, what? What'd I do?
Kind of like
you're not going to... Hold on, attacking. You either are going to accept the evidence that you've asked for, or you're not. You can't. We can't give you evidence, and then you got to go. Oh, I need to know the context. Then we give you the context, and you got to go. Well, I need to know what type of tape they used when they recorded it, and then you got to give you that.
Laugh track. I hear a laugh track.
Because that's part of the context. We're not altering audio.
I know
we're giving you information.
You're talking about a man that's a celebrity and has been involved in all kinds of TV shows, and I don't know that what you're playing. I don't know the context of it.
It is like it's a TV show, like Johnny Carson would interview people sitting on their couch, and he would be asking them questions. You know, Ed McMahon sitting next to the person on the couch as well, and Johnny Carson asking. So Wendy Williams, just like several other TV hosts, interviews their guests in front of an audience, like Ellen DeGeneres and other TV show hosts. And then she asked, what do you have in common with your dad? Ivanka answered, and then Trump answered. Ivanka gave a regular professional father-daughter type, yes, golf and business. Donald Trump gave the perverted answer of sex. See, that's where you, Tony, a pervert yourself, aren't willing to hold somebody accountable for their perversion.
Well, we say that because, you know, wolves travel in packs, correct? And your cult leader, that's what he is. You can't have all... Listen, Tony, whether you like it or not, we're keeping score, and we've put up a lot of big numbers in terms of the facts, data, and statistics on our side. And at best, you have a strong opinion. So you see that you're pretty much outmatched, right?
What I am is being bullied by a panel of people that obviously have nothing better to do.
Why are they bullied when they're given
attacking?
information?
I'm going to look into you a little bit.
Yeah, do please.
But wait a second now.
As a matter of fact, Tony, you can go to my number 1 account, my number 2 account, my number 5 account, my number 4 account, my number 8 account. You can check everything that I post up there. As a matter of fact, Tony, why don't you check the people who I follow? Because we're not going to be underage girls, probably like your followers.
Now,
I don't follow underage girls.
Okay, you better not, because if I find out you're doing it, that's really going to be, it's going to be real ugly. If that's what you're doing, but Tony,
okay, that's I follow underage.
Listen. Don't say that on the platform, seriously, because I don't want to do stuff like that. Keep it clean, all right? If that's what you're doing, cut it out. I don't want to go I don't want to go deeper. All right, just end it. Tony, I'm going to ask you. I'm just going to ask you to answer a quick question of mine. All right?
Sure.
Have you learned anything today that's going to actually help you become a better person? Because I see right now you're struggling to accept facts.
Well, what I'm going to do is today I'm going to spend at least 1 hour doing a little bit of research into the things that we've discussed here. And I'm going to dig into a little bit of factual evidence and find out if I can't print some things out to be more prepared next time I come up against some people like you.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Zeus, I'll come back to your show.
Okay, and I need you to do that. But the second thing is, when you said things and stuff and all that, it sounds very, very vague. I need you to be more firm, and I need you to be more deliberate or direct, actually, in terms of what you're going to be looking up. Because just saying a bunch of words, I don't fall for.
No, I'm going to look more into the Bible.
Let me ask Tony one last question. Tony, you know who Melania Trump is, correct?
Certainly.
Do you know who Michelle Obama is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Which one of the two women are classier?
I would have to verify that Michelle is a woman.
All
Tony, do you have the magazine where Melania Trump was spreading all her bits and pieces?
Who's Michael Robinson?
Tony, I got one more thing. You said we were bullying you. You said we were bullying you.
Yeah, that's what it means when two people attack one person.
We weren't attacking you. We were attacking your lies. That's not
No,
us
well,
bullying
actually,
you. That's not us
attacking-
bullying. No. I just want to make sure.
Personal,
I just want to
personal.
get Tony. I just want to straighten this out.
Lord.
If you get up on our show,
Yeah.
this show, and you start lying, we're gonna attack that
I'm
lie.
not lying.
And I'll do the next thing. What I sense right now, because I got to move it on, Tony.
Yeah, I know you do.
You're clearly possessed with the MAGA demon.
Oh,
How many in the
absolutely
chat?
not.
How many in the chat believe Tony is possessed with the MAGA demon? Put a
Oh,
one in
gee,
the
I
chat.
don't know which way this is going to go.
Well, not only is he racist,
Put a
but
one in the chat.
but he's homophobic.
If he's
a misogynist.
there you go.
Wait a
There
minute,
you-
hold on a second.
Okay,
Are you
okay,
saying
Tony,
that I don't like gay people?
Tony. I'll take care of the rest. You just sit there. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, no matter how much facts, data, or statistics you give these demons, they're always going to choose to worship their cult leader, no matter what. And so, Tony, what I'm going to do is give you a first-class trip straight to hell, Lake of Fire. Any last words, Tony? Because you sound like you might be redeemable, but you got to get rid of that MAGA demon. Any last words, Tony, before I cast you?
Redeemable. He just called
Thank you
Michelle
for having me
Obama,
on, Zeus.
man.
You have a good day. and
Ah,
God
that's
bless
enough.
you.
That's enough. Oh, sorry, attacking. I do that every time, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, attacking. Come back up, attacking. I didn't mean that. Send a request, attacking. I keep doing that.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Goodbye, Tony.
That little puke just called Michelle Obama a man.
And they think this is cute.
That is the most disgusting thing I hear from these Trump-loving. I gotta be polite in yours.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's disgusting. For that man to say that about Michelle Obama, while you have Melania Trump spreading her bits and pieces in adult magazines.
Speaks
right?
Volume. Yeah, it speaks volumes
That
about what's
speaks
happening up
volumes.
here. Sick. Yeah.
I'm gonna
All right.
stop. I'm sorry.
All right, W attacking in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. Tony, really, you do need to get professional help, Tony, because you're in a world of hurt. You have no idea what Donald Trump is about to do to you. And yeah, I would love for you to come back after you get that information from over there, from that one place where it's going to strengthen your opinion. Come on right back, and we'll help you out, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Again, W attacking, all right? All right, who do we have next, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we have next? Oh my goodness! What a wonderful show! What a wonderful show! We have so many lovelies here. Good morning, Jess. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Zeus?
I'm all right. Happy New Year to you. All right.
Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, that guy. I wish I could have talked to him too.
He's listening, Jess. He's listening because he knows what we're doing over here is very critical to his survival.
Listen, he wanted to talk about Hunter, but it looks like that man has a past of his own. Not trying to throw shade or be rude, but I looked at his page and he looks, unfortunately, like a stereotype.
Oh, come on. No, go ahead. Put an address on it. What exactly are we trying to say about that previous MAGA demon? All right, because he might be outside. If he wasn't possessed with the demon, he could be potentially a good person. I do believe in that. But when that demon gets inside of him, it's very important we tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yeah, I mean, I have 9 years clean, and I came from a very poor neighborhood. So when I saw my uncle or my brother, because they kind of introduced me to that lifestyle,
Correct.
and got around some of these unsavory people, they kind of looked like that. The sunken jaws, no teeth.
Tony.
But I hate to put it out like that, but it's true. And I really hope he takes a look
BetterHelp.com.
within.
Yeah.
Hopefully he has some time clean, because sometimes like those effects, I mean, it's a lasting effect.
Yeah.
So hopefully he does have some clean time, but he looks like a stereotype. And that's just me being honest.
That's being honest. If it's not true, then you know what? Don't worry about it. All right, Tony. It's like water on a duck's back. It should roll off. But if it is true, we're talking to you, and we're talking to that demon. Come out of Tony this morning and let that man be clean so he can actually process information, facts, data, and statistics. W. Jess in the chat.
And literally, if you're going to sit here and talk about Hunter Biden and the laptop or anything like that, you really need to make sure your side of the street is clean.
That part.
Because, hold on, I saw something.
Go ahead. Take
Your
time.
Majesty, do you want... So Jess is judging someone else? I just said I'm not judging.
No.
I'm just making an observation.
Yeah, you know the tree by its fruit. We're not judging, because if we were judging, then she would be sending him straight to jail or something like that, or to a rehab program. We're not judging, but we know a tree by its fruit. W. Jess in the chat.
Yeah. You can tell by their words.
At least we care, right? Yes, we actually care about these people and their struggles.
No, judging is me saying that you're a terrible person, Your Majesty, which you are.
Tell them, Tiffany.
And you gargle peanut butter in your free time.
Tiny, take time, Tim. Stop before Jess continues to do what she's doing. She's cooking you, bro. Relax.
Do you like extra chunky or creamy?
That's so funny, because you know he can gargle some peanut butter. W. Jess in the chat.
And listen, like I said, I have 9 years clean. It's not judging. I'm just saying, and I don't think he's a terrible person. I could say he's a terrible person for how he spoke about Michelle Obama. Like, that's pretty offensive and rude.
Correct.
We could say the same thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Or even Tony. Tony, are you a woman? Were you born a woman? How's the transition going?
Oh, that's that identity politics stuff that they hate when we do it. But sometimes it comes out in that way, because look at how disgusting they've became. Sick stuff.
And listen, for anyone upset at me in the comments, like DJ or Tom or Tony, y'all need to take a good hard look in the mirror, because you guys say, oh, it's liable. Liable. So that doesn't matter. So that doesn't matter. He's liable. What does liable mean to you, Zeus?
Guilty. I don't even sugarcoat it. It's guilty, whether it's civilly or criminally. It's guilty.
Exactly.
It means he did it.
He did it one way or another. There was enough evidence for the jury to say, yeah, he was found liable. And you know why it wasn't grape? Because they couldn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was his finger or his member. And by New York State, if it was your finger, it's SA, not grape.
You hear
but
that, Tony?
in a real world situation, what if that was your daughter? Would the finger matter to you then?
Look at him, crickets. Tony, don't act silent right now. Tony, where are you at? Identify yourself. Let the demon reveal itself to us.
Like, it's just insane. So a woman's body doesn't get autonomy until it's already been violated. And even
he said he's right there. He said he's right there, Jess. He said he's right there. Tony, Jess said she would like to talk to you. Come right back up real quick, brother. Come right back up here.
I bet you would trust Trump around your daughters, Tom. I bet you would.
And Tony, you better tell that misogyny you got. Just check it at the front door. It's not allowed here. You're getting the opportunity of a lifetime to talk to Jess.
Go ahead, Jess.
Why do you feel it's okay to speak about women like the way you do? Michelle specifically. Why are you okay with that?
Because I have questions.
Why? Why does it matter to you?
It doesn't really matter to me. But if somebody asks me to compare one person to another, I need to know more about both people to make that judgment.
Who were you
And
comparing Michelle Obama to?
Melania Trump attacking asked me which was a classier woman.
Yeah, well, either way, why does Michelle's gender, why is that a question to you? She has children.
Well, a lot of people have children. The thing is are they biologically, do they belong to her?
Who are you to question that?
Well, he asked me a question.
No, who are you to
Get him,
question
Jess.
whether someone had a vaginal birth of a child? Who are you to question that?
You think you have an inspection white coat on and you could go around inspecting women? Tony?
No, nobody. He asked
Do you
me a
want her to
question
come
in
on
order.
stage and
You
lift up
asked
her
me a
skirt for
question
the
just
world to see?
now, and you're not allowing me to answer you.
We need you to check your
Why does it
misogyny.
matter? The answer is it doesn't matter to me because it doesn't
Nice
affect
head
my
movement,
life.
Zeus.
That would be the right answer.
What?
The correct answer would be it doesn't affect my life. So
Thank
why
you.
do I care?
Well, then when someone asks you that question, you can answer it that way.
So again, so how's your transition going, Tony?
Yeah.
My transition?
Yeah.
It's going well.
It
Prove
is, right?
Prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it. I want to see your
Turn the camera on, Tony.
testosterone,
Tony,
or
Tony.
your estrogen.
Turn the camera on, Tony. It's time to see the demon.
Yeah, we need proof, right? Since you like proof so much. and
Why
have
don't
all
you
these
turn the
questions.
camera on,
I don't
Tony?
even know who you are, Tanya.
Right here. How you doing?
Hi, Tanya.
Hi. How you doing?
I can't believe it. Hey, Tiffany. Good morning.
Hi, beautiful Jess.
Now, Tiffany, thank you. Beautiful, Tiffany. Turn the camera. See, Tony, why don't you turn the camera on? I'm letting you talk to some of the most beautiful women on TikTok, Tony.
The camera's on.
No, it's not.
It's not on.
What do I got to do?
Tony, turn the camera on. This is okay.
There you go.
All right. Oh my gosh, Tony. Oh my Lord. All right, Tony.
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm going to piggyback on what Jess was saying. Why are you so concerned? Do you want to be a woman? Are you okay?
Me?
Yes.
I really don't have any desire to be a woman. No.
And Tony, it sounds like your teeth are loose. I'm not going to lie.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I think you need to secure the grip. You know.
Well, I don't have a lot of teeth.
And Jess did call out some problematic things that she sees, and I see them too.
What do you see?
You?
Well,
I mean, I hate to bring this up, but sir, you have a pass for boom booms?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's been arrested for boom booms, you guys.
No, actually, I did time for that. So I'm not just arrested. I was convicted.
Oh.
All right.
Red flag.
All right.
Red flag. You didn't ask me. We're not talking about my past. I'll gladly tell you what my past is.
You sure like to talk about Hunter Biden's past. Like I said, every
I'm not in
MAGA
a political
accusation is a confession, and y'all really should check your side of the street before you talk about someone's addiction or things that they have done.
My dad's not the
Because
president of the United
listen,
States.
every
Jesse.
time you guys attack someone like Hunter Biden and your side of the street isn't clean, you make it harder because people that actually try to do right, as someone with 9 years clean, I still have to prove to certain members of my family that I'm still clean, that I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
So you're
And
telling
when you
me
guys take these shots at Hunter and try to invalidate his clean time and try to invalidate his sobriety and his serenity, it's really offensive and honestly disheartening because you guys want to act like you're the party of family values, like you care about other people, right? You care about American citizens, right? I'm not done. But you sure turn around and not only that, you bash addicts, you bash veterans, you complain about homeless people, and you do nothing for them. Okay? But then you have these stupid culture war arguments like, is Michelle Obama a man or a woman, when that shouldn't even be a question in anyone's mind, because she is a woman, has kids, but at the end of the day, why does it fucking matter?
Oh,
Why does it matter to you
I
when
got
it's in
that.
someone else's pants?
Okay,
This is my
now
problem with MAGA. You guys care about these bathroom arguments about, like, are you literally gonna be at a restroom asking people to check their junk before they go into the restroom?
I think people have a problem with the restroom thing because they
No,
don't
I
want their.
think you're falling for a culture war.
Okay, Jess, are you done yet? Can I speak for a second?
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all that stuff that you just said is completely irrelevant to what the question was and what the answer was. I was asked which I find a classier woman, and I questioned whether I was talking about two women or not. You come on here and get on your soapbox about all the homeless people and all this. I don't know where that comes into this
Something tells
conversation.
me you didn't
But
listen.
again,
Jesus
yes,
Christ.
I have a past, and what I was saying was Hunter Biden obviously is a crackhead, whether he's in recovery or not.
Bro, we
Stop.
could say the same thing. Do you like twisting that glass piece at 10 to 2?
I don't I don't really have any interaction with a glass piece at 10 or 2. I have a
Sure you
past as,
don't. I'm sure you don't.
I have a past as well, and that's not my point. My point is I'm not in public life. So
Oh,
it's irrelevant what my past is. My father is not the president of the United States. I'm not the one that's saying I went over to and worked for Burisma and I earned that however many millions of dollars that they paid me based on the merit of my ability to function as an attorney. Who he's not. He's not an attorney. He,
Quite frankly, Tony, you need to stay out of the light because, like somebody said in the comments, you're ruining all of our mornings.
but
really, hey, honey, Tiffany, you're not
Yeah,
all
I'm just
that much
saying.
yourself.
Tony,
Please time.
Tony, listen. It's one
Yeah.
thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'd hate to say this. It's one thing when you're ugly, all right, on the outside, but when you're also ugly on the inside, that's another thing, bro.
I'm ugly on the inside to you because you people are on here enjoying your left wing
No,
status.
it's really gross when people make these accusations about women. You don't understand how offensive that is?
Which part?
I'm
The
trying to
part
help
that
you,
we've been
Tony.
talking about the entire time. You don't see how offensive your comments are?
My comment about Michelle Obama?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's misogynistic and it's racist.
you didn't know that, Tony. You've been on this planet how many years?
I understand.
How old are
that
you, Tony? Can we ask?
28.
Yeah.
Okay, put it down,
I thought
Tony.
He's
that
probably
might get. I thought that
62.
might get a laugh.
No, he
and
might be in his 50s, but
bring
he's
some
not
levity
aging
in.
well. He's not aging well because I was telling Juicy this the other day because Trump supporters are rotting from the inside out.
Right, that's what's going on. I'm
Yeah. Well,
60.
look at our faces and look at yours. I'm just saying.
I see your face, honey. Keep your nostrils down so we don't see the.
Tony, that's what you
Yeah.
do.
Bro,
My nostrils down? What does that even mean?
That's plug talk, ladies. Okay,
Look,
I know
listen,
I know
I
what
don't
he's
want to be
saying.
mean, but if you're gonna call Tiffany ugly, bro, you look
No,
like the Crypt Keeper,
No,
and
I'm
I
just.
need you to chill.
Remember
Tiffany had to say.
Goosebumps? Remember
Tiffany
Goosebumps,
had to.
Juicy?
She brought into the conversation my appearance, so I just acted in kind.
Tony,
I'm
you're
not,
supposed to be an adult, and you're supposed to be a genuinely beautiful person inside and out. How you are inside radiates on the outside, and what we see is there's four squares up here, and some of us are handsome and beautiful, and then there's others that aren't. Which to me,
yeah, I'm on the phone. Who is it? Okay, thank you. Yeah, my time of being handsome and
Tony, who
beautiful
was
is
that?
well
Was that your wife,
past.
Tony?
No.
Are you married?
where
a
are
friend of
you at,
mine.
Tony?
Yeah,
Tony,
the
where are
wife.
you at? Where are you at? I'm looking at that, and that location. It doesn't look familiar to Zeus. If you don't mind,
It looks
what
scary.
what would you describe that?
I'm in an unfinished part of my house that's being renovated.
Mm.
But in answer to your question, I'm 63 years old. Whether I was handsome at one time or not, that
Well,
time in my life is past.
Well, Tony, I think the point is I mean, my mom is 70, and I'm sorry, but she looks a great
This is
deal older.
wild.
And I just think you have a lot of work to do, right?
Well, thank you.
You're 6 decades, almost 7 decades old. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can still do better.
Do better than what?
Do better internally, mentally. Unpack
That's
your
your
misogyny.
opinion.
Unpack
That's
your
your opinion.
misogyny and your racism. Do some work, some internal reflection.
Yeah, you could read a couple books
Read.
that I could give you some recommendations, but I doubt you would actually be willing to read them. So I don't know.
Well, I've read many books. I mean,
I've read many books too, but you should read books on political stuff.
well, I read plenty of books on politics when they mattered, like
Without pictures.
back in the times of Greece and Rome. But
The way what you so you're reading philosophy.
well, no, not philosophy. History.
How big is that box you're in,
History
Tony?
is fine, but you should be reading on relevant political like topics, like race or the border or pew pew violence. You know, or even there's studies that have been put out for AB statistics. There's so many things, but I would just recommend putting
W
down
Rick
books
in the
with
chat.
pop-up photos.
W Rick in the chat. Now listen, listen, Tiffany and Jess. I brought Q Dog up here, but before Q Dog goes, I just have another question for you quickly, and then I'll let Q Dog talk. Tony, how big is that box you're in right now?
The box I'm in right now is 8 by 16 or something. Why?
8 by 16. I was just curious. All right, Q Dog. Welcome, brother. Nice to see you.
You know, you done woken up the beast, right?
I hope I didn't, but I understand. We're in challenging times right now, especially with Tony here, and he's revealed himself quite a bit. I've never seen a Trump supporter reveal themselves to this degree. All right, and I think he's really confident about who he is, which is even more alarming in a way.
I'm gonna say what my grandmama used to say when I did wrong when I was little. Go outside and give me 2 switches and braid them together. Because this is what I'm about to do to you, Mr. Tony. First and foremost, zero disrespect to any woman on this panel. Point blank, period. No heavy lifting, just listen. Second of all, you're the last one that need to be talking about anybody's looks, especially when you're talking about our former first lady. You understand that? Whether you like it or not, she was still your first lady. Third of all, you said that you were a convicted felon. So pretty much everything that comes out of your mouth from henceforth means nothing at all. You can't even vote, bro.
Oh yeah, I can.
No, you can't. If you're a convicted felon, you can't vote.
Some states do allow it.
My voting rights were reinstated to me. So don't speak for me.
Well, here's the thing.
Stand
Close
on
your
a
mouth. Close your
soapbox
mouth
and
and
tell me
listen.
about
I just
Close
want
your
what I
mouth
can
and
and
listen.
can't
Close
do.
your mouth and
Tony?
listen
I ain't
before your
closing
teeth fall
shit,
out. Close
dude.
your mouth and listen.
But yeah,
Now here's
close
the
my
thing.
mouth.
Here's the thing that you fail to realize. You come up here as the best thing that MAGA has to offer to
Oh, I doubt
represent them. Bro, you need to go back in that box, seal it up, tape it up, and mail it right back to wherever you came from in the back.
I doubt I'm the best
Because
thing
right
MAGA
now,
has to offer.
right about now, you need to chime down off of that camera. Because you're destroying everybody's visual at this point.
Good for you, man. Enjoy.
I'm gonna tell you this. And Zeus knows this. I'm 6'11", 270 pounds, and you see the picture. You can't compare to how I look, buddy. So you need to just close your mouth.
Oh, I didn't know
You
this
need
was
to
a
listen.
beauty show.
Well, it is in a way. It is, Tony. I mean, let me ask you, Tony. Who out of all of us on the box, who do you think would come in last if it was a beauty handsome contest?
Well, I would.
Thank you.
I'm 63 years old.
No, it has nothing to do with your age. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay,
It has,
all right.
62.
Go ahead.
I just
Go ahead.
turned 50.
I'm sitting here playing your game. Go ahead.
Everybody in the chat, put a 1 if you like my picture compared to his face. And I just turned 52. That
All
means
right.
you're only 10 years older than me, dude.
Let me see how many ones we get in the chat.
Bad did
We should
you
just
Actually,
have
your mouth isn't very good, Q dog.
How bad did you actually age?
his mouth. Wow, Tony.
What is your education level?
Watch
Is he making a silly face?
What is your
Watch the
education
racism
level?
slip out slowly, guys. Watch it. Clock it.
What is your education level, Tony?
Well, I took college courses in the
You
federal
took college
penitentiary.
courses. What university did you go to?
Florence, Colorado.
Florence, Colorado.
Yeah, the federal
That's a city and
penitentiary.
state. What college did you go to? For instance, so you can understand where I'm coming from. I'm a college graduate from an HBCU. For
I'm
folks like
happy for
yourself
you.
that don't know what that means, that's historically black college university. I went to
Okay.
Albany State University, class of 1999. College
Congratulations.
graduate with a bachelor's. What did
Congratulations.
you graduate with? And where did you graduate from if you graduated?
The School of Hard Knocks is where I graduated
Come on,
from.
man.
Come on, man. What? You
Again.
asked me a fucking question.
When you said you went to
Keep it
prison,
clean.
when you said you
Oh,
went to
sorry.
prison, that lets me know everything that I need to know about you and how
You
you
want to
think.
talk about closed-minded?
No,
Look in the
no,
mirror, brother.
you still think you're still behind them walls. That's how you think right about now.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not
You're still
confused.
trying to catch up with today's time in 2025. When were you released?
2007.
2007.
What did you do to get taken care of like that? It's funny you went in, but you don't want Trump to do the same thing you did. It's just weird. What did you do, if you don't mind? How bad was it?
Well,
Was it non-violent or was it violent?
it was non-violent.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you did.
Methamphetamine.
I knew it. Something told me, Tony, it was that stuff. Something told me it was that stuff. I don't know what it is, but I could just see it for some strange reason. Don't you understand that stuff? It does a lot of harm to you, your body and your mind. You know that, right?
You utilize that, correct? You utilize
I'm
what
clean,
you were trying.
so I do
what
understand.
you were trying to disperse. You were using it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Every other person on this panel I guarantee you, I can bet every penny in the bank account that I have that we have never had an opportunity or wanted to use anything illegally.
I'm happy for you.
So
Q dog. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. Just keep going.
I really think
I got 9 years clean up here, Q dog.
I need you to check yourself in the mirror.
Some of us used to be rock stars, Q dog. I'm just being honest with you. And I was a good one, to be quite honest. Probably one of the best rock stars they've ever seen in life.
Winter.
Yeah. But I never ever let it do what it did to Tony. What it did to you, bro? Ooh wee. I don't know what you did, but you did too much.
Yeah, stay away from the devil's dander.
Nothing exceeds like
Devil's dander,
excess,
stay
brother.
away.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Tony. Are you for what the Triple Ks and the Proud Boys stand for?
I don't know what they stand for, but no, I'm not for all that.
You're not for white tea supremacy, none of that. That's what you told me.
Absolutely not.
So help me understand, why would you vote for somebody that is for that has a history not only on his own personal being, but his parents that came.
You're
from
saying that Trump's a
era.
racist?
Why would you? What year was you born in, Tony?
61.
61. Okay, so this is before you were born. Did you know his father was arrested for being an affiliate with the Triple Ks?
Yeah, I heard people talk about some things like that, but
You heard. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny how MAGA always say, "Oh yeah, I heard some stuff about that. I may have, heard it in passing when it comes to Trump." But anything that has to do with our VP Harris, President Obama, you know that for facts.
Are you saying that
You're getting these facts out of the air. How is it that you know everything about them, but when it comes to Trump, like, he can do no good? Why is that?
Trump's
And on
father
top
is
of
what
that,
you're saying.
on top of that, you're saying that you're for the border, right?
What do you mean? For having a border?
No. You say you're for the border, having people being sent back,
mass
I
deportations.
didn't say anything like that. No, I didn't.
Oh, so you're not for that, or are you?
I'm for having a border and not allowing people to walk across it.
Okay, so you're for that. Now let me ask you a question. Your ancestors,
Where they come from?
are you for them to be sent back as well? Anybody that had any affiliation with slavery?
Am I for anybody to?
I'm
I
here.
don't understand that.
He's in
question,
Colorado.
Doug.
Let me say it a little bit slower. Are you for your ancestors, the Europeans that came over here illegally,
W. Rick in the chat.
bring slaves over to America? I let the clapping go down so you hear me clearly. Are you for them to go back to Europe
Well,
and
first of all,
wherever else they came from?
my grandparents, great grandparents didn't come over illegally. They came over legally.
How do you know that? Do you know down your the history of where you came from? Do you know for a fact that none of your family was affiliated with slave masters or slaves? Do you know that for a fact?
My family came from Greece and their names were shortened at Ellis Island. So then I assumed that because they went to Ellis Island and their names were shortened, that they came legally.
So my question to you is, if you found out that some of your ancestors brought slaves over here or owned slaves, would you be for European deportation?
Hey, Juicy. I'm sorry, really quick. I'm gonna drop Juicy, but let's see. Sunrise Speaks would she was just saying could she request to get in? She wants to speak on Michelle Obama, so I'm gonna drop for her if you want to make room for her.
All right. Well, listen, W. Tiffany in the chat. All right, thank you.
I'll bring her up. I won't take up more of your time. I can drop down as well. I know you got a lot of cooking.
There is a lot of people here. Oh my God, there is. Oh my God.
I'm not going to take too much longer.
Bye, you guys.
Tony's having a very hard time answering my question. And let me be very clear. Let me be very clear that I'm not just talking about white tea folks, because we got folks that are black that back then that were helping the slave catchers catch slaves and bring them over to the Americas. So please don't misconstrue me and think that I'm just gearing towards white tea folks that were racist back then. But my question to you is, because I never hear this. I never hear it. I always hear about Latinos and other ethnic backgrounds, but I never hear anybody say anything about European background. Would you be for? Would you be for having Europeans deported if you found out that they were affiliated with slavery?
Well, actually, I'm not a racist, and I don't think that slavery...
you very much are, sir. You very much are.
Hi, Sunrise.
Whether you're a racist
Hi,
or not,
Zeus.
it's a
Good
yes
morning.
or no question. Sorry about that, Sunrise. It's a yes or no question, and it seems
No,
like
I
you're
don't...
hold on, Tony. It seems like you're having a very difficult time answering that. I guarantee you, if I asked you that if you knew somebody that was a Latino descent that lived down the street from you, would you be for them? Would you be for them going back to Mexico? You would jump out your seat and say yes. I guarantee it. But when I asked you a question that's affiliated with your background, you're very slow in answering.
Because I don't understand the question. You're asking me a hypothetical about my family.
Is it that hard for you to understand? He asked you a very clear question, sir. And thank you, Zeus, for permitting me up. And good morning, everyone. No problem. And good morning, everyone in the chat. Tony, I wanted to speak with you because you don't have... I am a black woman, and I am insulted by your comment about former First Lady Michelle Obama. I am an educated black woman with a master's degree. I have been in corporate America for over 20 years. I am successful in my own right. Okay? Black women have every ability to be successful and worthy. That woman that you called Michael was actually President Obama's supervisor when they met. She has a law degree. She is in every ounce of a woman. She has bared 2 children who are successful and college graduates in their own right. She is an attorney. She has more of an education than you. Yet you have the unmitigated gall to imply that she is not a woman. You are a racist and you are misogynist.
W Sunrise in the chat.
I would venture to say that you are absolutely evil. You are a 62-year-old man who should know better. And as I get on this app most of the times and I ask people like you, who raised you? My parents raised me with respect, empathy, sympathy, humanity. I would never, ever get up here or whether public or in a private conversation and say that a woman who is as beautiful and smart as her is not a woman. You are an evil person, Tony. You're evil.
Okay, can I say something now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because I don't give a hell what you have to say because you're evil. To get on here and say something like that, and if you do want to say something, it should be an apology to me as a black woman and the other black woman in this chat.
Well, that's exactly what it was. I wanted to say that I'm sorry that I offended you. That was not my intention. And
Oh no, but it was your intention. It was your intention when you said it. You said it and it came out of your mouth. Therefore, that was intent. You knew exactly what you were doing.
No, I
You
wasn't
knew
trying to offend
exactly.
you. No.
I don't give a damn.
Oh, you're saying
You
you're
don't
not,
have
you
to
didn't
just
try to
offend me
offend her, but
personally.
you
It's
offended,
offensive.
you offended.
You're 62 years old. You should know better.
His eyes are like his whole expression is like sandpaper on my eyes right now, man.
Thank you.
Why is it always the meth addicts that think they got the caucasity to speak on blackness?
Oh,
I'm not
You couldn't
speaking on
even
blackness.
match our accomplishment in 3 lifetimes. You think you'll speak on the
you
first
know
lady,
what?
bro?
But you know what, guys? It's not even blackness. It's womanhood. It is her womanhood. This man said that she was not a woman and called her Michael. I don't even give a damn if it was a white woman. You came up here and you know why you said it, and you knew the intent that you said it with. Let's not play this game. I'm a very smart woman. Never take don't play with me, Tony. And you better be glad that I'm in my office at work, because if I was outside of this office, I would have more words to say to you.
Drag him to hell, girl. Drag him.
Okay, what I said was
Tony, stop talking.
What you said, and you don't have to. You don't have to effing repeat it.
Do you realize? Look at the panel, Tony. Do you realize who is up here?
Sunrise.
Do
I
you
gotta drop
realize?
you.
Do you
You can
realize
send a
who's
request.
up here?
You
got hold on,
who's up
hold on.
here.
Stop.
You can send a request. Hold on, Sunrise. They said you went too. Hold on. Sunrise got flagged. They said she went too hard on Tony, but Sunrise, if you want to come back up, I think you still should be able to come back up. All right, send a guest request. I didn't want to cut you off, but yeah, I guess she seared Mr. Tony's behind.
And sometimes it's warranted, Zeus.
I get it.
I need you to understand, Tony, who you got on this panel at this point in time. Zeus has never had this done in any of his lives. When you talk about me, you talk about U.S. Army, you talk
Union
about
gang.
You got all three of us
And Sunrise
behind right about now because of the things that you said in this live, especially towards women, black women. You have no idea what you just stepped into.
First of all, I'm not a racist, okay? And you can call me a racist all you want.
You're a racist all day, bro. It's a fact.
Okay, did I say
because
I said something about Michelle Obama, I'm a racist?
I don't see you,
man.
Sunrise. Oh, I see you.
I don't see you. I don't hear you talking about former President Bush's wife. I don't hear you talking about.
I'll talk about her.
Hold on,
too,
stop talking. Stop talking.
Hold on, I'm back. Here's the thing. You are not a marginalized person, so you do not have the ability to tell us who are marginalized people what is racist or not. Okay? You are very much a racist. And the thing is, at 62 years old, Tony, when people are telling you, see, I had great parents. My parents always taught me that if I think that I'm the smartest person in the room, then I need to leave the room, because you should never stop learning. Open your ears, listen to these marginalized people who are trying to teach you and tell you that what you said was misogynist and racist, and you are a racist person, Tony. And at 62 years old, I pray that you don't leave this world the same way.
Amen. Now listen, I gotta move it. We gotta let Union Gang and Nutties get their word in. And Tony, you know what I gotta give you? You are. This must be the closest you've been to the community in a long time. All right, because you've been hanging in there. I don't know why. Union Gang, please take it away, brother.
These people vote. He looks just like the average Trump supporter, right? Ignorant as hell. completely racist and misogynist, because this is why they vote for Trump. Don't let these fools gaslight you, right? It was never about the price of eggs. It was never about the economy. Trump ran one of the most racist campaigns in American history. An open racist, a celebrated racist. And so is Tony. Right? That's why he could sit here and talk about Michelle Obama with 5 teeth in his mouth, 3 in his back pocket, sitting here talking trash about the greatest first lady in history. It don't matter. Everything that you vote for your own self-destruction. Period. It don't matter. If you sit in that trailer park right now in Colorado, when you voted for Trump, you still go be in that trailer park. Because the policies he affect, I'm not worried about Social Security, bro. I'm still 17 years from being eligible for Social Security. I don't need government handouts because I went out here fighting all your foreign wars. The ones that Trump avoided, him and his whole family. I went out here and dedicated my life to that. 22 years, 11 months, and 4 days. And I didn't have to steal government secrets to do it. I didn't have to go out here and lead an insurrection on the Capitol on 4 gay and have racist white America forgive you for it. So when you white people, you don't get a chance to come in here and tell me no more. If you voted for Trump, you are racist. Period. There is no more walking that back. You might as well break that Klan hood out and own it. This is who you are forever. You never get to walk that back. January 6th is a day that will live in infamy. And for white America, you said it was not a deal breaker. You cool with it. You cool with a man who lusts after his own daughter. You cool with a man who is a convicted felon. I don't want to ever again hear about America as a nation of laws. How dare you, man? They got black men rotting in prison for 74 years for spitting at a police officer. And you let these white people beat cops on camera with Blue Lives Matter flags and tase them. And now you want to sit back here and put a man in who go pardon them. Crime means nothing if they sit back and let him get away with everything. You have no idea how dark things go get there, Tony.
Amen.
But you'll figure it out.
Amen.
You'll figure it out.
Amen. W Union Gang. Thank you. Now, Nutty, you wanted to chime in, brother? How you doing, by the way? I saw your Lions did something yesterday. I'm pretty sure you're in a good mood about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's people like Tony that puts me in a pissed off mood. So I'm going to come in with as our sister would say, straight facts, all gas, no brakes. Tony, you got the unmitigated gall to sit there and talk about anybody's looks. My guy. God himself said, I made a mistake on this one. So listen, you are the meth head that we're talking about. I will say it straight up, you meth addict. So here's the deal. You also said, and I don't know if people caught this. Well, no, Zeus did catch it because he called you on it. I want to talk about the politics because my brothers and sisters up here, they've talked to you about the racism. I want to talk to you about the politics. You said that you would be okay with losing your Social Security. I did do a deep dive on your profile as well, just like Attacking did. And I saw the one video on there where you said you're okay with losing your Social Security. So I'm assuming that you still go out and do some gold mining. So we know you're not a gold miner because a gold miner will be out there right now, even in the Colorado weather, digging up more soil. So why would you be okay with losing your Social Security? You said it's about 25% of your income. Why would anybody, if I had 25% of my income taken away, it would affect me. Absolutely. Why would anyone?
It would affect me, but am I willing to give that for my country?
Hold on. I just need you to. I'm see, Q Dog is right next to you, and his hand is pointed straight to your face. No heavy lifting. All right. I just need to get this out. Why would you say that you would be okay if Donald Trump took your Social Security away? Your Social Security is what you put in. It's what
I'd
you
be
put
okay
in.
with. Do you want me to answer or not?
You go right ahead, Tony.
I'd be okay with it if the country could be made better by my sacrifice. I don't care.
I'm gonna stop you right there. How is the country ever going to be made better when we just put an insurrectionist back in the White House? How is this country ever going to be better when we still haven't atoned for the issues that we've had for having chattel slavery in this country for almost 300, 400 years? How is this country ever going to be better when we have the people with the likes of you?
Hold on. Nutty, you might be able to send another guest request, but it seems like Nutty was on fire. W Nutty in the chat. Nutty was cooking. Come on back, Nutty. Oh, they doing the most this morning.
When was America great? When was America great for us, Tony? When was America great?
What was that, Sunrise?
Oh, I don't know
I just
that
had
America.
a question.
Hold on, Tony. Hold.
I
I
just
don't
had
know
a
that America.
question.
Oh,
Hold on,
I just
Tony.
had a question for Tony, because you want to be a conservative, and I asked exactly what you're trying to conserve. You see, when Michelle Obama wore her beautiful arms out, you guys, the conservatives, lost their shit, lost their crap, right? But yet, your guy's wife has her hoo-ha all over the internet, and it's not a problem.
That part. And you got to think about that now, Nutty, please, because we're running
how
low.
conservative are you? How conservative are you?
I've been a Democrat my whole life.
Stop it.
There it is. There
Stop
it is.
Same old
So Nutty,
There it
please,
is.
Nutty, please continue. Because
So
listen, even I just
no.
got flagged too. So I see right now we're doing a lot of work in a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
W Joy in
Absolutely.
the chat. Let's go. Finish up, Nutty. Please get him.
The devil works hard, but we work harder. I say it often. The devil works hard, but we work harder. Tony, I'm just going to end it right here. Do better. That's where I'm going to end it. Do better.
No. I think you got a little bit more in the tank, Nutty. I think I was going somewhere, and if you don't mind, please.
I just don't get. I don't get how he can say, I will gladly give that up from
That
which
part.
I put in if it's going to make the country better, when we just literally put a convicted felon into the White House who's bringing in 15 other billionaires who you think billionaires have your best interest at heart, my guy? You really think that they're going to sit there in his administration and say, okay, let's do what's good for the American people? If that were the case, they would not be billionaires, because billionaires, how did they become a billionaire? Of stolen labor off of the American people, of getting labor, cheap labor. That's how they became billionaires. But you're okay with that because they're businessmen. I don't get people like you. You disgust me.
Roaches for raid.
Absolutely.
But
when was America great, man? Is he saying he make America great again? When was it great, Tony?
And not
America
only
was
that,
great when John F. Kennedy was the president, and he was doing his thing. But I haven't really seen much greatness since then. We've been getting by.
You guys keep talking about make America great again. Tony, do you know where that phrase come from?
No, he doesn't.
Of course he doesn't.
Nor do I care.
From. Let me
It came
school,
from the
school
Klan,
you a
bro.
little bit. Make America great. That came from the Triple Ks.
He said, nor does
Go
he
look
care.
it up.
He
They
said,
have
nor
a
does
banner
he
that
care.
says
don't care.
Make
He cool
America
with it.
great again.
I'm sitting up here right now with 5 black people that are calling me a racist when you know absolutely
No. You're not
nothing.
listening. You're not listening. See,
Do you
there
understand
you go.
that we're calling you that by
There
your
you go,
actions
counting.
and by your statement, Tony? Tony, I'm really trying to be kind to you, which you
There you
haven't
go.
earned my kindness. But again, when you
Oh, he a racist all day.
when
you gotta
people are
count the-
trying to tell you, it's specifically marginalized people are telling you that your statements are offensive and that you are misogynist and that you are racist at 62. You see, my parents always told me you were given 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to speak.
That part.
Therefore, it's most important to listen than to speak. And when people are trying to tell you that you are a racist, not based upon an opinion because we don't know you, but by your specific statements and your actions, specifically by what you're stating on a public panel, are racist statements, Tony.
And you shouldn't.
At your
you
big
did it.
age, you should know better.
You did that. I don't like the whole I'm the victim thing that you all like to pull, right? You attack the Capitol and then guess what? It's a weaponization of the DOJ. That's how y'all spin this stuff. You say these things about Michelle Obama. Oh, but now you're calling me racist. Wait a second. No. We caught you red-handed. Your hand was in the cookie jar, Tony, and you got to pay the price. Choices have invoices.
And I'm sitting here taking my medicine, but I'm telling you right
But
now
here's the
that
thing.
I don't
Did you hear,
understand
Tony,
how my
did you hear what you just said? Did you just hear what you said before Sunshine spoke? Now, understand this. It's white T folks down there in the chat that's saying that you racist. But the only thing that you see is 5 black people calling you racist. Does
The
that
blacks,
not, and I'm not going to
blacks.
blame you. I'm not going to blame you officially. I'm going to blame your parents. I'm going to blame your grandparents. I'm going to blame the people before you that taught you this crap.
He
And
old
think
enough.
that
He
you
old
think
enough
that
to
is
know.
normalized. You think it's normal for you to think like this and to speak like this. And I'm telling you this point blank. You say things without even knowing what you're saying because you think it's normal. I got 5 black people. That ain't no different than saying I have 5 black friends.
Let me ask you this, Tony, because you seem to have a problem with Michelle Obama, right? And your party seems to have issues with migrants. Could I ask you, what is Melania?
What do you mean? What is Melania?
How is she here? How is she here, sir?
Probably on a
On her
visa.
back.
I don't know.
Oh, on a visa. So it's okay when they do. There's a problem when we got Latino brothers.
I don't have any
They like
problem
it.
with Latinos. I don't have any problem with anybody
Yes, you
that's
do. Yes, you
in
do.
this country.
You know why? Because you voted for Trump. Yes.
So my point is, you had an issue calling Michelle Obama, Michael, a racist issue and a misogynistic
That's
issue,
what it
right?
is.
Yet she was our beautiful first lady, right?
I voted for her.
Lady. Yet you support the man whose wife came in here as a non-citizen. But you don't have a problem with her. The same woman whose hoo-ha is all over the internet. Yet you don't have a problem with her. Yet you called Michelle Obama a man. You are pitiful and
That's
you're
sad,
evil.
You're
You're
shouldn't
evil.
have did that.
You are an evil
Just like
person.
Trump. Just like Trump.
And guess what? Hate ages you. Look in the mirror, Tony.
Meth aged me. Hard life aged me. But yeah, go ahead. Have your fun.
Nathaniel aged him.
let me ask you a question, Tony. How did you treat your own mother?
What do you mean, how did I treat my mother?
Do you have a good relationship with your mother?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you talk bad about another woman, no matter what color she is? Why would you talk bad about it? Is that something that your mama taught you? Could have been. I don't know.
God, no, absolutely not.
So
Clean up your act,
mama
Tony.
didn't teach you that. Who taught you that? To belittle another woman. Period. No matter who she is.
Nobody taught me that. That's
self-taught. You self-taught yourself?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And yourself will get you into a lot of dirt and a lot of sin, Tony. Tony,
I have questions.
Okay, hurry up because I don't got much time.
I don't have any questions for you. I'm fully aware of where you're all coming from.
Are you going to do better? I don't want to ever hear this.
Do better?
Yeah, I don't ever want to hear nothing about Michelle Obama being anything other than what she is. The best
I'm going to do
first
the
lady.
best I can every day is what I'm going to do, Zeus.
What did you say?
I said I'm going to do the best I can every day.
That's unacceptable. Look at where that got you.
I'm gonna tell you this, Tony. This is a lot of people are looking at this. You got just on Zeus's live 1.4 1,400 people.
1,300
Now,
people
if he reposts this and your face is on there,
yeah,
and you don't change your ways, are you married?
No.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No. He's not. Of course he's not. No woman wants that. No woman wants that.
He ain't getting nothing. He ain't paying for. Don't let
Really?
that dude. Let that dude lie to you.
And guess what? Michelle Obama is so beautiful. You wouldn't even be able to. Oh, I wish I could say what I wanted. You wouldn't be able to touch her. You wouldn't be able to smell her. Tony, you would not be able. You would not be able to even light a candle to her.
Love is love, I guess, Tony.
If
Even you
change-
found
if
love.
you
Good
don't
job.
change your ways, you're gonna live the rest of your life by yourself.
We need you to do better.
That's because
As short as that may be.
Word of mouth,
You, dog,
especially
with
women.
the knowledge that you have of
Especially,
me,
stop talking. Listen, brother. Especially women, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna see, oh, this is the guy right here that was saying all these bad things about our former first lady. Who else is he talking about? Oh, I don't want to deal with him. You're gonna be by yourself, alone.
Hey,
You better change,
He gonna be
Tony.
with the local lot lizards.
Tony,
That's all
you better
he gonna
change.
get.
Tony, you better
he's very
change
familiar with that,
before
man.
that hate puts you in a casket.
Bingo.
I don't have any hate.
You do. You do. We've
Yeah,
already
you
we
do.
spent several hours. We spent a lot of time talking about it.
Trash about Michelle Obama, the best first lady in history, and you trying to drag her. Get out of here.
Yeah,
What's your
on
opinion?
January 6th. And this is what you
Those
did
are
on
facts,
January
so your
6th.
feelings.
What do you got to say real quick, Tony, about Donald Trump and January 6th before I move on? Because I got to get up out of here. I look at the
Oh, you're
time.
gonna love this, Zeus. I don't think that January 6th was an insurrection. I think it was a bunch of people running around in the Capitol.
Surprise, surprise.
There was no weapons. Nobody was trying.
Surprise,
Of course
surprise.
there was
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Get out of here, Tony.
Guys, this is what they do, guys.
That's what we have to deal with from past to present, and it's not going to change.
Yes, they whitewash history in real time. He down there in Colorado, the same place where that cyber bomber was at. And if you look at the media, they want to tell you this guy was a special forces soldier and he had PTSD and all this. But did they read his manifesto? Right, his manifesto called for them to attack the Capitol and purge all Democrats out of there. His manifesto said that enemy was DEI. His manifesto said they should be following RFK, Musk, and Trump. And he took a 50 cal and smoked his own self and dishonored his own service with 19 years in because of the propaganda from Fox fake news. And so that's what these people are doing. They're taking people who are domestic terrorists, right, and whitewashing it because they're white skinned. Fox News had all the smoke for the guy who went and joined ISIS down there in Louisiana and made up all kind of lies that he came from across the border. He was homegrown domestic terrorist, just like that white homegrown special forces on active duty. This man was on leave. And the only thing the Army's saying, he had PTSD. Man, please, PTSD don't make you go out here and say attack the Capitol and purge all Democrats by any means necessary. PTSD don't make you go out here and tell you that DEI is the enemy and people are too fat to join the military and we're going to be at war with China. What that is Fox fake news talking points, OAN talking points, and America allows these domestic terrorists to get away with it because they're racist and also they love making money off of it.
Wasn't there one in Virginia?
He had disgraced their uniform, straight up. And
wasn't there one in Virginia, though, Rick? Wasn't there one in Virginia?
Yes, with 150. With 150 of them things caught on them. Another one, a straight QAnon cultist.
Blew his fingers off.
Guys are. And yes, and here's the thing. They guy won. Why are they not celebrating?
That part.
This guy had 19 years in, 1 year from retirement. Your boy was about to go in here in less than 20 days, and you decide to go drive, 1,000 miles in a raggedy Tesla truck and eat a 50 cal? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
These people know they lost. They know they vote for their own destruction, but because they don't want a powerful black woman in there, they want to let democracy burn.
Amen. They're going to regret this.
Don't ever let these people gaslight you. Don't ever let these white people. This is a white America problem. They put a man in there who threatened democracy itself because of their white skin. And I don't know if we gonna be able to save that. I'm taking this shift off. I'm taking the next 4 years off. I'm focusing on our community.
Amen.
This is a white America issue, and you got to fix this now.
Amen.
You put that demon back in there. Everything that he brings is gonna be what they voted for. Whatever happens in these next 4 years, remember they voted for this willingly.
Yep. And I'm not going to apologize for anything that happens, especially because we know it could have been avoided if they would have voted correctly. Well, listen, you all, I got to wrap it up. All right. W's in the chat for all the guests. Yugi Gang, Sunrise, Nutty, Q-Dog. Seriously. Thank you.
Have a great day, Zeus. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we have reached that infamous moment in the show where Zeus must depart, all right, and tend to the other affairs of the kingdom. Boy, oh boy, I didn't expect all of that to happen today on January 6th, but let that be a reminder of what's to come, ladies and gentlemen. While Donald Trump is at Mar-a-Lago playing videos that prove he won the 2020 election and he's brainwashing his supporters, they're going to be certifying the election results, I think at around, noon Eastern time? And let this be a reminder. Oh yeah. We do have a birthday. We have Miss Morning Star. I forgot. I almost forgot, but you sent that guest request. Hello, Miss Morning Star. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus. What's up, brother? How are you today?
All right. I'm all right. Well, your birthday, it was what, Friday? And we didn't get to celebrate it because Friday was wild. Friday was wild.
Yeah.
But we'll celebrate it today like we
I
do in the kingdom.
appreciate
All
you.
right.
Of course.
All right.
Thank you so much, Kingdom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. We got some birthday love to spread, all right? And so what I need you all to do is get those gifts out, and let's go ahead and show my sister this morning star some love. All right.
What's up, family? Kingdom.
Let's go. Okay, here we go. You know we do it. Hold on, here we go. There it is, right there. Here we go.
I heard it was somebody's birthday.
Thought I didn't have it, but I had it. Hey, Tony, get that Social Security money out, Tony. That 25%, Tony. Go ahead and send it to Miss Morningstar, my sister. Hey, Tony, turn up. Hey. You're right, Little Hawk. I got 12 minutes, and I'm going to burn all 12 of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, show Miss Morningstar some love. All right. One of the... Oh, my God. We survived. Hey. And it lit. Go ahead. Ooh, look at all this love. Y'all make sure y'all follow my sister. She goes live. She tells the truth. Better than Zeus. All right. Hey. Turn up. Hey. Woo.
Thank you, Kingdom. Y'all are the best.
Yeah. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. They said we spread hate. We don't spread hate. We spread love. Look at how we. Right? Look at that. Look at all that love you're getting, Miss Morningstar. They love you.
Y'all amazing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Kingdom.
What a show.
Thank you, dude.
I try to do as much as I can, but
you do a great job.
Hey, Tiny Tank Top Tim, you say you got a job? Go ahead and send the love. You're one of the ones that's here every day benefiting from this platform, and you don't contribute. Tiny Tank Top Tim, every single one of you Trump supporters. Yeah. Go ahead. You ought to be embarrassed. Tiny Tank Top Tim, Tom. You said you work 80 hours a week, but always shows up broke. At least he's not woke, though, right?
All those hours.
Get him, Morningstar.
Together, Tiny Tank Top.
Get him.
Get yourself together. Let's go. Thank you, Kingdom. Y'all are the best.
Yeah, you do. You said you work 80 hours a week managing 2 apartment buildings somewhere near a swamp. Cut it out. All right.
Lies detected. Detected.
All right. Now, what did you do for your birthday, if you don't mind? Did you do anything exciting?
Zeus, I did. I had an amazing birthday.
Okay,
I had a dinner on Friday evening with friends and family. We sat and had good food and libations, and we had a great time.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
This is a fancy affair. Well,
it was a little fancy, Zeus. We got a little, put on our best after 5 gear and stepped out.
Amen.
Well, we clean up well.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'd like to hear. Y'all out there living y'all life. Y'all not letting these politics, get you out here and acting outside of yourself. You're enjoying your family, your friends, the community. All right. Well, it's been another year.
You know what, Zeus? We see the bigger picture. We see the bigger picture. We know that they have chosen the Decepticons, and this is what they've chosen to put in the White House. And we're gonna watch them tear it down to the studs and do some awful things to the studs. But we're going to make sure that us like-minded people stay positive and focus on, community and building up, uplifting one another and continuing to grow.
Amen.
And that's why everybody got to get connected to ourplugs.com, y'all.
Shout it out, ourplugs.com.
That's right.
All right.
Link up with us. It's a community. We got to stick together. We got to work together. But we're going to be all right.
All right. Well, listen.
Thank you
stay
for the
safe
love,
out there.
Zeus.
All right. There's a lot of love out there, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Morningstar, and again, happy birthday. All right. Thank you for celebrating it with us. I really do appreciate it.
Y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Have a
All
wonderful
right,
week.
you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I got to get up out of here. What an incredible show! You all deserve a round of applause. Thank you to all of my subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is: exciting, engaging, and entertaining. But I also know I still have some Zeus haters out there, and they're not just my haters; they're also your haters. All right, and they get on TikTok day in and day out, and they say that they hate me. They spread misinformation and disinformation. They promote evil and corruption. They actually put an insurrectionist in the United States government once again after he ruined a lot of their families with the way he mismanaged the pandemic. Trust me when I tell you this, folks. These folks are the worst of the worst. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them one last round of booze and shame.
Silence!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Oh my God, look at the time. Wow, congratulations. We did it again. I'll be back tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. Thank you, Sheila. Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen. Little Miss, thank you. Great show. Deb, thank you. Love you too, Tiffany, for the people. Thank you for coming up here and helping to school Tony. Tony, you took up a lot of time this morning. Don't do that again, all right? Seriously. But you didn't do what a lot of them do, though. I was impressed you made it all the way to the end with that much energy, all right? It was a great show. You know what I was going to say, but I didn't say it. You got to keep it clean. Thank you, Marsha. And I know a lot of Trump supporters are struggling to understand what's going on, but you'll get it, all right? Thank you to my Democrat friends out there. Y'all are very patient. Seriously, thank you. Without you, I couldn't do it. You gotta connect those dots. Audit today. Thank you. Whoa. I have the best show. Wow, thank you. That means a lot. Seriously. Do we need to do some drill, baby drill? You want to do some drill, baby drill? Let me see if there's anything on this. Craig, where are you at? Are you out there, Craig? Usually Craig is there saying, "Let's do it." All right. There he is right there. Reggie! Where you at, Reggie? Remember we used to do with Jack Smith? I knew Reggie was there. There's another Reggie. Okay. Let's go. Extra deep, insane asylum. Ange, are you still here? Ange, I know that it's a birthday in your household. Tell them I said happy birthday, Ange. Don't let Donald Trump ruin your birthday. If your birthday is today, don't let MAGA ruin it, all right? We're not gonna let him ruin it. Y'all wanna go to the deep insane asylum? Marsha, you pray that I'm wrong about Trump, but you do like the live. I can live with that, Marsha. Because you see what we do over here. There's a lot of handsomeness. It's a lot of beautifulness, all right? And occasionally there's something ugly in here, all right? But don't worry. We'll take care of that. We'll lower your taxes, all right? We'll pay down your debt. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you should have voted, all right, Marsha? You should have voted. I don't know why you didn't vote, but you should have voted. All right, let's get some drill, baby drill, ladies and gentlemen, and then we are out of here.
We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt. We're going to lower your taxes to insane asylums.
Here he goes.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter, drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack. Drill was a frack.
Cabria, thank you so much, my sister. Hey, all the stuff. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. She said, I like fracking very much. Hey, they always go back to what they want. she's a radical. Hey, and we're gonna end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be for these guys. We're gonna drill. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes deep. Insane asylum. Hey, they were crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Hey, drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal. Hey. Hey, go ahead, Morningstar. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. We're gonna drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter?
Oh,
we're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal.
Hey, where you at, Craig?
Deep insane asylum. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal.
Hey, drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Hey, drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylum. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Hey, have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am out of here. Take care and stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And never forget January 6th and who was responsible. It was this guy, the one that they put back in the White House.